the repentant terrorists and people had picked holes in that strategy of recruiting, because there are those who feel that the repentant terrorists were being recruited into the army.
Well, Shehu, I'm glad that you mentioned this. It has always been a burden for me where we got this impression from.
Were they ever recruited?
How can they be? Does not exist. Before I became CDS, I was theater commander, Operation Lafia Dole.
Yeah.
From there, I crossed over to become Force Commander, Multinational Nigerian Task Force. When I left, I became the Chief of Defense Training and Operations. I was overseeing all that, and then I became Trader Commander, and I got appointed as the CDS, which I spent 2.5 years in that post. How could it be? Where people got that impression from, I cannot tell. Now, but we have Operation Safe Corridor, which I supported, which I will support today, and I'll continue to support even tomorrow. What is Operation Safe Corridor? What does it entail? It is looking at those that have been arrested, engaged in the act of terrorism and banditry, that are profiled. And so the low risk amongst them, meaning that those who were conscripted into that criminal enterprise, and those perhaps who got themselves caught up in the milieu of the criminality, all right, are now separated and then sent to the camp where they are de-radicalized, all right, over a period. It's like somebody also in a correctional facility where certain teachings are brought to them, and then some skills are also given to them before allowing them to be reintegrated into the society. On what grounds were there people talking about?
No, because there are words out there that some of them found their way.
How can they find their way into the military when, first and foremost, their biometrics were taken, the records of them, and not only were the biometrics taken, there is none of those services, especially, let me speak for the military. Army, Navy, and Air Force, each time they are recruiting, you have recruitment officers in every of the states who go with those data, and they are meant to scrutinize them.
So structurally, within the military,
yes,
it's almost impossible for some of these elements to find their way in the military.
It is impossible. And besides, you can't come into the military if those from your local government have not actually sanctioned you, that is, guarantee.
It's fit enough.
Yeah, not just, consider, because
like a surety.
A surety, a guarantor. It is the responsibility of the local government, that do that.